I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Kryptonite Show. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! It is a pumpalicious out there. That's our first time I've used that word, pumpalicious. It is crazy, 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 and we've been talking about it on the show. So very, very exciting, guys. I don't know what's happening to my hair today. Maybe I need a little bit of gel or something. It's gone all disheveled, but hey, look, it's party time on crypto, so I hope you guys are enjoying out there. Fantastic, right? Fantastic. Francia in the house there. Hello, hello, hello. Woohoo! Let's go, let's go. Good to see you, Francia, as always. Pulse X in the house there, 1978. This would be a good time for RH to stream. Yeah. Hey, look, we might hear from RH during the live stream. Who knows? Pretty exciting. Yeah. It's getting close, getting close. We got obviously share the show on X. It really does help a lot. You guys get out there and share the show. And so, yeah, just take one moment to hit that share button, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on X. Definitely share. And don't forget to smash the follow button while you're here. Follow. We just hit 950 followers on X. As you guys know, I'm having to rebuild the channel after they unfairly took down my old channel, which had like 6,500 followers or something. Probably be up over 10,000 now, but just the way it goes. And you hear crickets from them. Crickets. They don't. I think I've hit them up like 12 times, and this is crickets every time. I don't know. Don't know what's going on there. We got Eddie in the house there. Woohoo! Pump, pumpity, pump, pumpity, pump. That's all we can say. It is exciting times. Magical, almost magical. So very excited about that. So we're going to have a great show, guys. I'm going to be dropping alpha bombs the whole show. It's going to be non-stop alpha bombs, and I haven't seen anyone else really talking about them. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It is very exciting. Richard Hart just posted out, by the way, about PulseChain.com only about 37 minutes ago. So we're going to talk about all about that too. It is very exciting times ahead. Very exciting times. We're going to talk about Liberty Swap and their big countdown. We're going to go through that as well. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to talk about the money that's coming over the bridge right now. Starting to flow in, and we see the prices are pumping. Prices pump, money flows. Prices pump, money flows. Prices pump, money flows. All right, it's going. All right, I should have done a better rap or something about that. But anyway, so we're really starting to shine. We're really starting to shine here. And yeah, we're having our local run. We're local run. I call this a local run because we're going to probably have a bigger run coming up, is what I'm saying. And so, yeah. Now we don't know, exact timing of, daddy, as it were, but definitely things are on the mix here, and we've got a countdown on at the moment. So this is kind of a local period, but I think we're going to have a massive one leading into that interest rate cut in September. So keep a lookout for that. But I think the game's on. The train is leaving the station at the moment, right now. So and we've been talking about that. So kind of cool. No time to comb your hair. Hex is pumping. That's true. I probably should. I didn't even look at my hair, but then I looked at on the screen and I go, oh my god, I probably should have put some gel on and made it look cool with a little spike. Get a little spike in it. Remember, boys love putting little spikes in the hair. That's kind of thing. But I'm a man now. Man. I've been a man for a while, so I guess we don't need to have the spikes in the hair. Time and hands in the house there. All right, so should we get into it, folks? Should we get into the markets? Let's go. Get into the chat there. Don't forget to repost and all that good stuff. Sharing is caring. That's all I can say. In fact, I need to post this in the. Let me just post this in. I guess where should I post it? Let me pick up the channel. I'm just going to post this in the Telegram as well. It already automatically posts up on YouTube. I need to get the Telegram automation done. Haven't done that yet, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. We obviously Trump made a big deal today with the EU, so a free trade deal with the EU, pumping the markets as well. Can't forget about that. That is a major. So that's huge. And yeah, let me just post this in the. Let me have a look here on the old Kryptonite Show Telegram, and we're going to post that. Bam. And live now, I guess. Live now. Bam. All right. I haven't been doing thumbnails recently, just because it's a lot easier not to. So that's pretty much it. Let me jump away from here, and I think we're ready to go. All right, so let me just. I'm doing so many things. I've got to stop doing admin. Don't do admin. Let's get straight into the show. All right, let's do that. Bam, there we go. All right. In fact, we're going to go full screen, right? Aren't we going full screen? If we're going to do full screen, let's keep the tidy screen here at the moment. No, let's go full screen for this. I think it's a better layout for when we're doing stuff like this. But I've got to do some certain things here. What am I doing? I'm going to this tab, and I've got to hide that and show that. I think that's it. All right, bam, there we go. They're a big screen now. That's what happens when you don't really set things up, because you're looking. I was looking at the markets before the live stream, and I was like, oh man, I got a live stream now. I've started earlier, right, half an hour earlier, because we're doing some work today. So got to get focused on that too. So we're starting half an hour early on the live stream today. And we've got Bitcoin at the moment. We're going to talk about that. But at the moment, the market has gone back over 4 trillion. So we're at 4.03 trillion. It's down 2.4%. But it's because it takes into account all the tokens, which is 17,791 on CoinGecko. Remember, we're still gatekept on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, right? So we're still unfairly gatekept. The old PulseChain, ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. We're like number 5 on DexScreen, and we're gatekept on these silly platforms. But hey, look, we're going to have our own coin listing sites. We saw Rack and Rochelle come out with that. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but we're going to talk about that too. But that was a pretty big deal. So I think it's this old revamped platforms that he had before. I just forgot the names of them off the top of my head. I can find them, but I'd have to spend a few minutes doing that. Anyway, we've got Bitcoin at the moment, 119,753. So we're almost back at 120K there. We got the 24-hour up 1.2%. We've got Ethereum there at $3,868. That's the big move, right? That's the one we really care about. That's up 2.9%. So yeah, bring it on, man. And that, you know what that means, right? That means the magic carpet ride is in the money. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's very much in the money. It's very exciting. So the higher the ETH goes, man, the bigger position we're getting. You're a Superman, says Wiki. I try to be. All right, so let's get into it. We got XRP at the moment at 1.6% at $3.25. We got BNB up 5.8% at $841. We got Solana at 1.6% at $190. And we got Dogecoin at 1.9% at 24 cents. We got Cardano there at number 10, up 0.7%, or just under 84 cents. And Tron sitting down at number 11 there. All right, so those are our top 10. The best performer overnight has been BNB up 5.8%, but very closely followed by Ethereum, 3%. Over the last week, the best performer has been BNB up 10.9%, followed closely by Solana up 4.5%. So that is the mix at the moment. Top 100, the best one is Pudgy and Penguins. This has been performing very well, this meme coin. It's at number 53 at the moment. And then we've got Athena, which was number 1 for the last 2 days, is now number 2, 37%. And that is number 41. And then we've got Flare up 20% there at number 4, followed by Kronos and Story OP, which have both been doing well this week, up 17 and 14% respectively. The top gainers at the moment, we've got Vine, we've got Azaroma fan token, and we've got Troll there. These are top movers in the top 100, 1,000, I should say. Let's quickly look at Vine. And we can see at the moment that Vine is at 14 cents. You can see it really rocketing here. We're down at 3.8 cents, and now it is at 14 cents. So it's only done that since the 24th. So in the last 4 days, really on a tear here. It's on the Solana chain, and it is up and away there. It does have a website, so we're going to quickly look at that. You guys know the only official Vine meme, so that it's on the move there as well. All right, so that is pretty cool. And let's have a look at the next one that's doing pretty well trending. Troll is up 63% at 3.5 cents as well. So we're going to have a look at this one. Where's it ranked? Number 978. So only just got into the top 1,000 from the looks of it. It's been around since the 21st of April, a few months. And it's just pumped from pretty much 1.7 cents to 3.5 cents. It is on Solana as well. Another Solana one there. We're going to have a quick look at this website. That is Troll there. So very, very internet edgy, isn't it? Very internet edgy there. Very old school too. So that is the Troll there. That is on the move into the top 1,000. And finally, our last one is, we've had a switch out since we refreshed. We've got U. A U token has taken over number 3 spot. It's sitting at number 835. And this chart looks a lot better, doesn't it? It's been around since June the 18th. So a few weeks. And it just pumped from 64 hundredths of a penny all the way up to 4.6 cents. So that's pretty attractive, isn't it? Pretty nice. And that is on BNB chain there. And that's on the move. So let's have a quick look at that. USAGI. So the rabbit of FOMO. There we go. Is a rabbit of FOMO, fast, fearless, and built on BNB. So there we go. That is on the move. That little meme coin from the looks of it. So those are the three there that managed to make the top gainers. Trending, we've got Zora, Vine, and Pudgy Penguins are trending at the moment over on CoinGecko. So that is the market, and we're going to zoom in. We're going to zoom in on Bitcoin and see where Bitcoin is at amongst all those on the chart. So this chart has played out like a gem, hasn't it? Played out so well. So very, very excited about that. And look at this thing go. So we are continuing to go through what we did. The big tax bill, we got that tick. Richard Hart finally for the final nail in the coffin of the SEC without any appeal and any new ideas. And of course, that got pushed away on the 7th of July. And then, of course, now we are into what we had crypto week with the Genius Act, the Genius Act, the Non-CBDC Act, and of course the Clarity Act. And so with the big deal there was the Genius Act with the stablecoin that's going to usher into stablecoins, USDC, USD Tether will benefit, being collateralized by US dollar, decentralizing US dollar collateration, moving away from the idea of a CDBC, centralized control, which, they just basically turn off if they don't like what you say. They're going to turn off your money and let you starve, all that sort of stuff. So now it's decentralized, relatively speaking. It's still re-regulated if you're over $50 billion, for example. But that is pretty bullish and doesn't really affect decentralized stable coins like liquidity forks on PulseChain. So it's kind of cool. And then we've been in the era of trade deals, right? We've had a number of trade deals come through for the UK trade deal through to Vietnam, Philippines, I think Indonesia, China to some degree is almost over the line. It's kind of in parts of there, but in principle. So we got lots of trade deals coming through. We just had the EU today, which was one of the more difficult ones. That was today, and so that's huge news. So I think all we really got out there now is South Korea. We had Japan, right? We had Japan trading deal. I think we've only got like out of the major 10, maybe South Korea and possibly India still coming through. So we'll see how those go. But everything is going pretty well and on track. So takes a little bit longer, but we're pretty much going very well. And of course, the deadline is the 1st of August, right? So we're coming up to that in a couple of days. So getting these trade deals, EU trade deal today, huge news. The market's going to love that tomorrow and when the stock market opens up, right? So we could be in for a beautiful week this week with nice green candles all the way. Very, very exciting there. So trade deals number 2. Remember that this is the second part of the strategy. First is the big tax bill. Second is the trade deals. And then third, of course, is regulations, which we've had some of that too. That will be in different increments over time. And so that's very exciting. So that's kind of where we are there at the moment. At the moment, the 50-day moving average is at $99,500. So, the 200-day moving average is at $99,500. And that's getting close to 100,000, guys. Crazy. And then with a 50-day is at $112,000. And today we've got a nice little pump still in the range. We're still in the sideways range here. So if we put a little picture on that, just to show that we're still in this little sort of sideways place. But we're just getting ready for that next move to the upside as we head, past 130K and start heading towards that 150K mark by the end of the year. But of course, we're expecting much higher prices by the end of the year. But that is the kind of the bottom of the range, 150 mark. So continue on there, kind of cool. Now we've got the Chinese deal, probably going to be all done and dusted. That's on the 16th of August there. And then we've got the big move here. This is the big one for altcoin seasons. This is the 17th of September. And Richard Hart is very closely looks at interest rates. And so even if we get the market to some degree would recently have expected a 25 basis point cut, but that's not a certain thing. So I think that if we do get a cut, even if it's 25 basis points, that might be enough to move the market. But if we get a 50%, definitely. But we should be way lower, right? We should be the federal funds rate 4.5%. We should be down at 2.5%, at least around there. So we're not. So the market wants to see that cuts, and that may just spur on our altcoin rally, particularly for altcoins, right? Maybe say less or so for stock market and stuff, but definitely for altcoin seasons as risk on comes in, right? If people are earning low interest rates, and of course debt is being refinanced at lower costs for the US. I think they're doing about $11 trillion out of there, 37 trillion this year. Then that is way better for everybody. And of course, risk on, right? Risk on, lower interest rates means risk on. That's good for crypto. We get that, definitely that final nail in the for our big banana run, right? Big banana run if it doesn't happen already before then. So pretty exciting. And of course, we're expecting more crypto regulations in August, September, and October. And that's going to bring potentially new ways of the government buying Bitcoin, buying altcoins and things like that. We could see new innovations there, including public-private partnerships and things like that. So that's we've got a pretty good fun time ahead of us. We're also going to see more regulation and deregulation and leverage in the banking system in the United States. It's definitely something Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has been focused on, and that will help lift the U.S. economy and particularly manufacturing, particularly in the Midwest where it's been gutted since 1975, with over 7 million jobs lost there across the United States. So they bring them back though, but they're different. A lot of the jobs will be different. Some of them will be the same with the old car manufacturer, but it's going to be boom time in the US, and that means more money, and more money means more money flowing into crypto. Pretty cool. The other thing, of course, not just interest rates. We've got record M2 monetary supply, so that's the liquid money, and that's record levels now. So everything is lined up. It's just like the Holy Grail. You could have dreamed up this run. It is looking so good. So that is pretty much where Bitcoin is, and of course, Ethereum is on the move as well. Just quickly talk about Ethereum, and look at this. Woo! So yeah, it's played out beautifully, hasn't it? Played out beautifully. And look at that, nice. And here we are up at the reserve, PulseChain strategic reserve of 3773, and we are above that right now as we speak. $3,863. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful thing! And this has played out pretty well. We had our golden cross back here on the 9th of July. And boy, has it played out like a gem. Look at that, beautiful. And because we're above that too, we're looking forward to a nice little consolidation and move up high here. We're expecting 4,000 by the end of the month. We've only got a day or two to go, so that we're going to probably tap that 4K and then get ready to consolidate a little bit probably, and then ready to go after that, right? But meanwhile, altcoins can run a bit, right? If ETH consolidates around that 4K mark. Remember, our last high was 4,100. Our all-time high has been 4,900 in the previous bull market. This was pretty much our last one right here, back on the 7th of December. We got the 4,100, but we want to get back to the old school times, back in 2021, at 4,900, right? So we're going to beat that mark. People have been talking about prices of 15K. Tom Lee's talking about that, and of course we're going to get into that right now because it's absolutely massive, right? So let's jump over to Tom Lee, a special guest. I'm just kidding, but Tom Lee has been talking about that, and the reason why is because these guys are buying. They're going to help make it happen. So here we are on the strategic reserve, and this is bullish, guys. Now, we haven't seen really any update on this, but this is massive. Look at this, guys. This is crazy. We were only back on the 4th here when the strategic ETH reserve was starting with the data. We were at 112,000 ETH. That's when it basically started. 112,000 ETH on there. Look at what it is now. So we're only, April, May, June, July. So we're three, almost 4 months away, and we're now gone from 112,000 ETH to 2.3 million. 112,000 ETH in less than 4 months, and we're now at 2.3 million ETH in the strategic ETH reserve. This is crazy, guys. It's not particularly ETH that particularly staked in like Lido or anything like that. This is just sitting there at the moment. So Lido's got about 9 million ETH staked in it. There's about 120.7 million ETH altogether. So this is massive, guys. There's almost 2% of the ETH is now in the strategic ETH reserve, sitting in wallets and things like that. But this is game changer, but it's probably more important is who is coming in, who is driving this. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, 1.92% of this ETH supply is now sitting in the ETH strategic reserves. These people that have registered on the strategic ETH reserve site, and we know that Richard front run this early. Right, so as soon as it was out and about, he got the PulseChain sacrifice, or strategic reserve, as we like to call it, onto the strategic ETH reserve. Richard did that early, and that is part of the play. That is part of the playbook, guys. And we've seen him make many playbooks. I've covered that a couple of days ago in the fundamentals of the things that Richard Hart has done up to now, and it's a fine and dandy list. And we already see that he's rolling out things in real time today, and we're going to look at the latest one, which he just posted about an hour ago. So it's pretty bullish. Now we're going to go down to the ETH reserve. Look at this, guys. This is fantastic. Look at this. We've got Bitmine immersion. So we've talked about this before, but that when we talked about it a couple of days ago, it had 300,000 ETH, and it got that within like a week or two. And now it is now up at 566,000 ETH. It is helping push the price up. This is Tom Lee. He's a stock market guy, an analyst guy, one of the best out there. And he is now running. He's so bullish on where Ethereum's going with the Genius Act and, of course, stablecoins, that he is front running that whole move and has set up this. And he's got a lot of powerful, rich people that are starting to entering. But here's the kicker. Remember, there's only 120.7 million ETH. A lot of it is staked, something like 35 to 38% or somewhere in that ballpark is staked for ETH. And so there's actually not a lot of floating ETH around, and Bitmine is going to buy it up from you. So if you're holding ETH out there, it's trying to buy your ETH. And of course, they are after 5% of the supply. That's 6 million ETH coins they're after. And they've already accumulated 566,000 in a matter of weeks. It is crazy, guys. It is crazy. This is just the beginning. It's the warm-up. They're after over probably 11 times more ETH than they've got right now. 11 times more. And they are pricing in ETH at 15,000 by the end of the year. $15,000 ETH by the end of this year. And they're helping to make it happen. This is how bullish this is. This is crazy. This is crazily good. I cannot speak to it enough. And of course, that's going to benefit all the second layer protocols. It's going to benefit PulseChain. It is just going to have all that. It's going to make altcoin season just hyper incredible. We've got trillions of dollars of stable coins expected to come in over the next few years. It is insane. And of course, this is what the backing is from Bitmine. So that is not the top of the cycle either. And so we're talking more up there. I think Crypto Paradise has been talking about with Nick Hellman talking about $25,000, and that is what we've talked about many times before. But now we've actually seen the actual substantiators that are actually going to help make that happen. We've seen the Genius app. Now we've got all these entities coming in from rich money. These are the ones that are the richest people in the world coming into this play via these vehicles. We've also seen SharpLink Gaming came in early. That's got 360 ETH. That's pretty awesome. And then we've got the Ethereum Foundation been there around for since the beginning, right? 237,000 ETH. They are selling ETH though every week, right? About 1,000 ETH every week. So they're going to drop down further and further on this list. I wouldn't be surprised if we eventually see them, depending on what happens with the PulseChain sacrifice below that. We've got the Ether machine. We talked about that the other day. That is now registered on here with 170,000 ETH. So that's a new entrant into here, and that's 170,000 ETH. And we expect that to keep buying. It's going to buy more too. Keep buying more too. We're expecting SharpLink to keep buying as well. Their gaming business is on decline, but apparently their Ethereum asset is on the rise. So that's a smart play from them. Then we've got Bit Digital has come into the play as well. 120,000 Ethereum, guys. And then if we scroll down a bit further down here, we've got BTCS entered as well, also coming in with 55,800 ETH. The game is on, and it's early. It's just the opening play. It's the opening play. It is insane. And we're going to see a lot more stuff when that happens as well. Look, we've got another game one down here, Game Square Holdings, coming in as well, 12,900 ETH. So it's crazy, guy. ETH Strategies coming into play, 12,300 ETH. And Interchains as well, 7,000 ETH. It has only just begun, guys. We've got BTC Digital down here, 2,100 ETH. They're coming in the mix. It is serious. This is serious. We're going to see a lot more. So this is what we should see. A lot more of these organizations come into play, be established. This is by rich money. This is the big stuff that runs the stock market and places like that. They've got the big investment trusts. This money is flowing in. It is going to be mega, mega big. This is bigger than I'm even talking about. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be insane. And we can see they've got little T's on it. What does a little T mean? ETH Treasury Acquisition Vehicles. These are all purpose-built for buying ETH, and they've only just launched this month, most of them. It is insane. And they only plan on buying more ETH. So it's going to be crazy. Some of them are going to stake their ETH and make yield, right? So that's the way it goes, right? So it's going to be crazy, guys. And we had the EIP upgrade on Ethereum to allow people to do bigger staking amounts for ETH, remember? So this is crazy, guys. And look, that's all just happened, just even in the last few days. It's crazy stuff. I cannot talk about how amazing this. Look, and PulseChain is sitting at number 5. Number 5. I do expect PulseChain to slowly drop down, unless, of course, more is added to it from other sources. But I do expect that to slowly drop down the list and head towards down the top 10, perhaps, in the next month or two. It's going to be interesting to see that play out. But I think we'll stay there for a little bit longer, for sure. And I think ETH Foundation is probably going to slowly, sell some of its ETH and drop down as well. And so, yeah, this is pretty exciting. But look, Bitmine Immersion is going for 6 billion Ethereum tokens, 6 billion. What I say, 6 million, I should say. So forget billions, 6 million Ethereum. And of course, it's currently at 566, and it's only got that in the last couple of weeks. It's insane, guys. Now you can go to the recent transactions, and you can see the ones that are plus or minusing over the last just a few days. You can see on the 24th of July, Bitmine immersion picked up 266 Ethereum, $1 billion, guys. We've got the billion-dollar buys coming into the market. And this is just the opening salvo. This is the opening salvo. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Oh, my God. It is insane. So let's bring it on. You can start. This is the substantial. We're not just talking about, oh, this might happen. This may happen. Oh, wow, we're wishful thinking. This is, it's not even probability play. This is actuality. This is actually happening. So it's really, really bullish from that point of view. So that's very, very exciting. So how does that play into the strategic ETH reserve? Well, look at it, guys. ETH is starting to push up in price. And, Tom Lee, all those entities that are coming in because of the Genius Act with the stable coins are coming in to buy Ethereum. They're all pumping our bags as well. They're all pumping PulseChain's bags. And, of course, Richard front-run this at the beginning. He knew. And so he came in and he got us registered there with the PulseChain sacrifice registered on the ETH reserve. It's insane, guys. It's insane. So you got to get excited. It is absolutely incredible. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Yeah. This is real stuff right in front of us. Not hopeful thinking, not probability playing. It is actuality. It's crazy. Now, the ETH reserve at the moment, let's do a little refresh on this just to get the latest and greatest. 644.6 million. So we're now in the money. We were out of the money. We were down about 60%, 65% out of the money. And here we are in the money now, $16.5 million in the money. That would, even if we took that money, that 16 million, just shaved it off the top and went and bought Hex right now, we'd pump X like 3X. We'd pump Hex like 3X just like now, just with that little money there. And this is nothing. This is nothing compared to where we're going. So it's going to be insane, guys. Let's just do a bit of moon math here while we're talking and just to give you an idea of where we might be going. So if we're going to say 15,000 ETH by the end of the year, let's divide that by, let's say, 3.850. So we're going to divide it by $3,850. That's a 3.9x from here. 3.9x from here in value, times it by the 644. Let's just stay 645 to rounding. 645. We're looking now at $2.5 billion in the PulseChain strategic reserve, guys. So even if you don't use this to go buy up PulseChain core coins, it's sitting there as an asset base, right? It's sitting there as an asset base. You could potentially use it for collateralization in some form. You can stake it, of course, in these protocols and earn millions and millions of dollars of ETH and use that ETH to go and buy PulseChain assets. There's lots of different options on the table for how the strategic ETH reserve could be used. I tend to think, some sort of clever collateralization would be probably the most effective in terms of multipliers, but it had to be a pretty clever setup. But these are the sort of things that we're going to be entering in here. It is insane. So very excited about where this is all heading. And this is just the beginning. We've got trillions of dollars of stable coins expected to be backed by US dollars. They're going to flood through Ethereum in particular. That's going to flood through the rest of the altcoins ecosystem, particularly layer 2s and forks like PulseChain. And because we have the strategic reserve, we're sitting very special with strategic reserve. We're on that list you saw. It's only PulseChain. It's not these other chains. There are other chains. They're way down the list. Like Arbitrum. They're way down. So we're way up high. We're in number 5. For goodness sake, we're with the big players. And then of course, more people are going to recognize it. And go, holy crap! They're sitting over there, and they're going to start to believe, and that's all that matters. It's the psychology of the market, starting to believe. And so it's pretty crazy where we're heading here. It is insane. So very, very excited about where this is heading. So I just want to highlight that before we move in to PulseChain, because obviously PulseChain's on a pump right now, and we're going to get to the man, the myth, and the legend himself, Richard Hart, and talk about that right now. So yeah, exciting times. The next few months, guys, mind blowing where we're heading. Mind blowing. It's going to be absolutely pretty crazy. All right, we've got a couple other comments in the chat there. Let me just get to those before we get into Richard Hart's comments, because he's right here right now, well, in front of us on the X account. Let's see here. Wookie says, Wookie, I thought RH was a scammer, but then he started talking about PulseChain, talking through PulseChain. That's absolutely right. We've got Christine in the house there as well. Good to see you, Christine. Wow, super breaking top news. Absolutely is, Tyndall. It is mind-boggling. I just wanted to point this out today because I haven't seen anyone really talking about it recently. And, of course, all these new players coming in. It is game on. It's game on. So don't muck around. That's why I said, did you hear me a week ago? I said, don't muck around with any small stuff anymore. Get your stuff into the cores. Remember that, into the really valuable stuff. And what's pumping today? The cores and the valuable stuff is starting to pump, right? So I did give the warning about a week ago because we've been tracking this very closely, and it's game on. Now, if you haven't gotten to Strategy Club, you do want to get in. Links in the video description. Only $35 a month. Really great value. And I got a monthly report coming out at the end of the month, so that's only a couple of days away as well. Get in on that list. And we also have a top 10 on PulseChain, and so get in on that too. The links in there, and of course we do regular updates daily. So get and have great strategy chats as well. So Strategy Club, get in there, $35 a month, super cheap value, but super high value there. All right, let's get into it. So we've got Richard Hart at the moment. Shall we go back? We're going to go back to this view, I think, and get into the posts. So Richard Hart just posted this out just an hour ago. It was only about 20 minutes or 30 minutes before I started. It was pretty crazy. So we got PulseChain.com got updated, guys. Woohoo! PulseChain.com. Some text up top. Pretty pictures and more links to Liberty Swap, cross-chain swap down below. So Liberty Swap there getting some love. So, what's the association between Liberty Swap just came out of nowhere and offering this alpha service on PulseChain, expanding to 40 chains, making it super slick. If you've used Liberty Swap, it is slick. It is very cool. It's basically the technology is on-chain to on-chain. They're basically using the bridge to transfer the funds, set up liquidity, and then offer all these cool instant swaps. It's beautiful, and it works really well with the API. So very cool there. And Liberty Swap doing some great things. So very exciting. Look at that website. Let's go have a look. I haven't pulled it up actually, but we're going to go pull it up. PulseChain, PulseChain.com. Where have I got that? PulseChain.com. And let's pick that up. Very cool. So this is the new site here. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hee! PulseChain unstoppable. I like that. That is power talk. This is very Richard Hart. This has got the feel of Richard Hart, is it not? This has got the feel of Richard Hart with the unstoppable, but yeah, I like that. That's cool. Take control of your finances. I like it. The faster, smarter, energy efficient crypto network, decentralized, central resistance, primed for growth. And they got the underline, primed for growth. Feel the FOMO, man. Feel the FOMO. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah. That's amazing. Starting all right. It's got to be good. We've got a couple of people. We've got Q-Ball in house there. Morning all. Let's go. We got Sean as well. The giant they call Hex has awoken. Absolutely awoken. We've been talking about that on the channel. Hex is looking good for a primed. And of course, the RSI is running a bit hot, so we'll taper and consolidate. But man, it's on a tear right now. We got Crypto League in the house there. Oh, sorry, Frank White first. Bang, Pulse Gang. Good to see you, Frank, as always. We got Crypto League as well, bro. I got 500 million Pulse and 260 million Pulse X. 5 billion Titans stolen. Do not keep seed or your keys in your phone or computer there. Peerless stolen. It's really unfortunate to hear that, Crypto League. But yeah, do take care out there. With your crypto. That's it's really horrible in a situation to be in. So we feel for you for sure. Now we've got Brennan in the house there. Super front run as usual schedule. I did half an hour. Well, because I got a busy day today. So yep. Anita in the house there with the fire. Crypto League says, no worries, back in the game with a hefty bag. Nice one there, Crypto League. Great to see you being able to get your position back, at least starting to head in the right direction and just at the right time as well. We got Richie Robinson. It's starting to cook up, says Richie. Certainly is. And Anita's got the rockets as well. Big shout out there. Get to the price, please, says Burke Lover. We're building towards the price. We're building. So we got all the latest news at the moment. Look at that. Woo, there's the price right there. Good old Burke Lover. We got the Hex Vader in the house as well. Good to see you as well. A big shout out to Hex Vader, a special member of our community. We got Pulse on the move, so we're going to talk about that too. Really cool. Look at all the charts they got here. First of all, you got all the charts on the PulseChain.com site. Prepare your wallet. You can also pick up the wallets. You've got Internet Money, MetaMask, and Brave Wallet interact with PulseChain. So you got set up wallet there, kind of cool. They've also got how to buy Pulse. So straight away, you can through Coast or Ramp now. They've also got existing crypto users, Liberty Swap, Gibbs Finance, and other methods. So you've got all the ways of buying. Very to the point, isn't it? Trade on PulseX. You can obviously buy straight away on the DEX. Ready to start using PulseChain. Coast, Ramp now, cross-chain swaps, Bridge, SwapX, and PulseX. And then launch. You can mine as well. Mine Hex. It's all there. You can add the tokens to your wallet. Very, very useful. Help community tools as well. Liberty Swap. All the favorites there. And they got disclosure and branding. So look at that. And they also got statistics site here on the old PulseChain.com. Very, very cool. So we've got all the stuff around all the X's that have been in play at the moment. So we're going to keep a lookout for this chart, right? With the X's, how big will it pump? That's going to be pretty fun. So yeah, we're going to look at all that at the moment. It's got also the gas estimates, how to use the chain. But we're going to keep a eye out on these X's. So keep a lookout for that. They're starting to climb. Look at that. Woo! So we're going to keep on lookout for that where we are right now. So let's go take a little snapshot of that. That's the 28th of July. And we've got Hex at 2.7, Pulse at 2.9. 2.09, incentive token at 1.83, and PulseX at 1.81. So remember that today. We can always come back to this and see where we are in a couple of months' time compared to that. So very excited. We've got transactions there, PulseX daily volume, etc. So lots of cool information there on the site, and even a developers tab there for those that are going to be developing on PulseChain. Lots of cool things in there. Look at that, running nodes and everything else. It's a feast your eyes, as they would say. That's pretty cool. That sounds like Loki at the old what was it, the old place that they had. But anyway, that is I just forgot what they call it when they do all those sci-fi things. Anyway, so we got that from Richard. Very cool. I reposted that as well. Kind of cool. And then we got Liberty Swap, right, which we're going to be talking about. Liberty Swap replying there. So let's get into Liberty Swap. I don't know if Richard, I don't think that was the only post he had today. We'll just double check. But he's definitely been, he had another one out here as well. So crypto, this 5 hours ago. So crypto, what are you going to do when the mass marketing starts ripping faces off? Look at that. What are you going to do when the mass marketing starts ripping faces off? This is what Richard Art says. People are going to hear about PulseChain and PulseX and Hex and Pump.Tires directly before they hear about anything else. Woo-hoo-hoo. They're going to hold something in their hands that works great and it's impressive. Everybody's been, theorizing about the electronic device. Something they're not going to throw away. How about that? Something they're not going to throw away. Hex did a 10,000x in price the first time while being murdered with, Deca millions in fees to Ethereum. Now PulseChain exists, and when Pulse goes up, Hex goes up. PulseX, and Hex and Pump.Tires, they all reinforce each other. There, it's pretty awesome. They're coin burning. I said coin burning. Coin burning everywhere you look. It's amazing. Dry powder ready to explode. The weaker hands shaken out violently. That's pretty interesting, right? The weaker hands shaken out violently. Well, we've seen a lot of black swan event, white swan event, grey swan events, all those little things. Amazing designs and reliability with years of track record. The match is nearly struck. The match is nearly struck, guys. The match is nearly struck. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's get imminent there. Be ready for greatness. And haters, you mind as well get your memes ready because you're going to be very butt hurt there. There we go. So season greetings there. Got to post that out. And that's pretty awesome, right? So PulseChain for Darwin. And I'm going to put some tickers here as well. Why not? Let's go full mode. INC and Hex. All right. Looking good. We've got to maybe change some of the capitalization here, but that is pretty cool. PulseX and INC and Hex. That'll do. Let's put a little fire and flame. You guys know me. I love the fires and flame. And let's go. All right. PulseChain for Darwin. That's how we roll. So very, very, very cool. That is exciting. Look at us. We're game on, guys. We're game on. Game on here. Pretty awesome there. So, and then before that, yesterday, we had, of course, talk more about the free electronic device donations that should hit the waters in the next few days. It's game on. It's game on. So get excited. It is huge. You don't get much bigger than this. That's all I can say. Now, we've got some more comments in the chat there, so let's get to some of those. We're going to get into Liberty Swap next. I said we're going to be dropping alpha bombs the whole show, and we're having fun because, it's pretty exciting. It's got so much stuff happening. Don't worry, it's going to be alpha bombs all year. It's not just going to be me, of course. So we've got many great PulseChain people in the community and on stream that are going to be telling you about all the exciting things happening in the months and years ahead. It is going to be insane, guys. It's going to be insane. All right, so what else we got going on there? We got a couple more comments. Let's just jump back up here. We got Excavator says, pump it. Absolutely. And we got Fat Sammy in the house there. Big shout out, Fat Sammy. Hi, all. Good shout out. Now, if you haven't been following Fat Sammy, give him a follow on social media. He's been posting out some really good vlog videos and much other content there as well. So definitely check out Fat Sammy. Big shout out there. I called the Hex buys last week. Nice to see we are following through. Yeah. So check out Fat Sammy's video. I think you're going to see a lot more of Fat Sammy moving ahead there. So big shout out there. really innovating around the content as well. Wookie's in the house there. Join the strategy club today. That's Wookie's link. Join up, only $35 a month. Super good value for big alpha, and particularly going in the months ahead. You don't want to miss out on all the alpha there. It's going to be great. We got Fat Sammy. Woohoo! Let's go. Brendan says Hex on the move, ETH on the move, prime for pump. Yeah, we're about to enter some of these big parabolic moves, and we just want to see it like a rolling ocean of parabolics up and to the right, up and to the right. Is that the old thing? Up and to the right there. Richard Hart used to do stuff like that, right? Richard Hart used to do stuff like that. Powerful daily close on ETH, says Fat Sammy today. Awesome. We're looking forward to that. That's a key marker. And Brendan says, yeah, boy. Like, comment, and subscribe, says Brendan. Absolutely. Fat Sammy says, this is why we watched Superman for 3 years. Today is a turning point. Absolutely is, Fat Sammy. Absolutely is. And I always appreciate your support. And, of course, a big shout out to all the work that you do out in the community and on stream as well. Wiki says, Helios is up 13%. Yeah, Helios on the move. And, of course, we're talking about, what have we got? Janus Tower coming soon to PulseChain. We've got so many projects launching on PulseChain at the moment and coming up. It's going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Even if we got Brendan says, woohoo, game on. Yeah, game on. Richie says, this stream is the best start of my vacation. Thank you, Superman. I appreciate that, Richie. I hope you have a fantastic holiday. And, man, you're holidaying at the best time because it's just going to be alpha bombs everywhere and the price going up and to the right. It is so exciting. Very, very cool indeed. That's a great... We've got Hexagrator in the house there. Woo-hoo. Gotta go. And hey, look who we got in the chat here too. We got Cryptographics, another day, another great scream. So obviously you guys know Cryptographics, a huge PulseChain and Titanx influencer who's now a founder of his own project. Of course, we're talking about that today. Torus is a unicorn. And pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, Cryptographics, if you don't think I'm listening to you, just think about the titles that I'm posting. And I know you do. I know you realize already. But it is pretty cool. Torus is a unicorn. Yeah, game on. We're going to be talking about Torus coming up. That is the last topic of the show, actually. So going to be cool. We got Wookie in the house there. Wookie Torus Slayer. No way. When did you change your title? Come on. Oh, you've had it the whole time? Oh, that is pretty cool. Wookie is Torus Slayer. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean by that, Wookie? We've got the founder in the chat there right now. You need to be careful there. You need to be careful there, man. Nice Richie says, Wookie. Nice Richie. Wookie the Torus Slayer. I just only saw you with that title, dude. That's I don't know where that's are you asking for trouble? We got the crypto founder in the chat there, Cryptographics. Oh, I see you, man. I see you, my man. Yeah, I appreciate that. I see you as well. So following closely. All right, so let's get into it, folks. Liberty Swap has been dropping all sorts of crazy alpha. I mean, it's just crazy. Liberty Swaps, like, who are you? What are you sort of people? It is crazy, guys. Liberty Swap, obviously, they're coming on the chain. They start off with stables, beautiful. And then, of course, USDC, USD Tether, they added more. They're going to add more stable, probably DAI and everything else like that. They then move from just stables to Richard Core coins. And then they move to pretty much any coin on PulseChain. They're starting to add those as well. And then, of course, they're going multi-chain. So they're going up to 40 chains. And we're going to get a lot more chains offering. And so this service is just next level. And it's exactly what we needed to complement a lot of the other bridges. We've got what I count up, like 20-something bridges last time. Did a little graphic. I just got how many on there now. And so they're just a huge elephant in the room amongst those bridges. And we've got many great bridges like Ramp now and others. But, man, it is coming through beautifully there. They are doing a fantastic job, really game-changing. But they've been putting out all the stuff around Binance, right? Together, the interns are turning the crypto upside down, trolling the world. And, of course, we see that with the CZ, right? So I got a little picture of that the other day, right? We did go through it briefly. But this is the one I posted here, just sort of matching up all the evidence. And, of course, they were posting out, this little Binance thing with 3 fingers and 4 fingers counting down the days. They started thinking that day 5. And they're referencing the old CZ picture of 4 days, and he's got his little Binance shirt. And then I posted this girl Statue of Liberty for PulseChain. So interesting, the Liberty side of things, right? And then they've got the Binance these 3 days, and so that got things going. Are we getting a Binance listing or something associated to that? What is going on here with this, right? So I've seen different theories and different people's answers out there, but it was pretty crazy, right? So these are some of the things we've been seeing on the old Liberty Swap. So let me just pull that up again. I don't know if I've lost my zone on there on Liberty Swap. But we've been seeing some pretty crazy things there. Let me pull it up again. Liberty Swap. And I missed it there. It was sitting there right there, wasn't it? Liberty Swap. Liberty. Liberty or death. I can't even type apparently. Liberty Swap, and bam, there we go. Sometimes live streaming, you think it's going to be super easy all the time, but it doesn't always happen. But let's jump in here. So yeah, they've been very bullish on some of these things, and I just want to scroll back down here. Now they responded to Richard Hart's post about PulseChain.com, right? So they responded to that earlier. Thank you, Mr. Richard Hart. We're truly grateful. As always, we're here to serve the community, and we trust the community to keep us accountable. With everyone's support, the future of PulseChain is bright, right? So absolutely amazing. They're blowing up big time, right? Adding like 1,000 followers like every 2 days or something, being pretty crazy, and offering a very professional service with 24-hour support as well on the old Liberty Swap. You don't often get that too many times. I think Coast does support. Maybe one or two other protocols, and there's not a lot that do support on the old, protocol. So very professional service, and we're seeing some really cool things happening there. Now, I just wanted to scroll down a bit further. Now, they started this thing where if you send to the OA wallet address, which is the O3 address, it's got billions of hex and 2.6 billion of hex in it on the PulseChain side, and about 3.6 billion on the ETH side. They said if you send 5555 Pulse and 369 Pulse and 238 Pulse, then Daddy might pump PulseChain. And what have we seen since then? We've seen Daddy pump PulseChain, right? And what else we've seen? And of course, we're going to talk about that. We've seen more money coming over the bridge, right? So let's go down to PulseChain news. Look at us. 2 hours ago, we had 300,000 DAI come over. This 2 hours ago, and 200,000 ETH come over as well. So we're getting all this money. We're seeing money coming in every day, hundreds of thousands of dollars and multiple lots coming over for the last 2.5 days at least. So it's been pretty crazy. You're seeing you got people like Heinisch here, one of the big influencers on PulseChain. They're looking at that. I mean, it's really, really exciting. Let's go, Daddy, says Crypto Girl. Let's go, Daddy, indeed. And it's game on, right? And everyone else talking about P to dollar. Liberty Swap's also been talking about, dollar and everything on PulseChain. And in addition to, of course, the OA and Daddy pumping the chain when everyone's sending all those coins. So if you go to the OA wallet address, you'll see everybody sending in 555, 369, 238 into that protocol on PulseChain. It is pretty crazy, right? So it is crazy. Now, if you want to find the address, you just go to Fatty Wallet and you can find the whales and you'll find the OA address there. It's probably number 4, I think, along. You can go check that out. Let me know in the chat there if you want me to have a look at it. But that's kind of the plan. I'm just giving you the summary. Pretty crazy. 2 hours ago, remember, gentlemen, we are front running the entire altcoin market. Really? Now, normally we would expect PulseChain to lag slightly, right? We'd expect PulseChain to lag. But Liberty Swap saying here, we are front running the entire altcoin market. You are not late. You are super early. This is a very different thesis to what we normally have with PulseChain. Oh, we'll move a bit later. This is saying we're going to move early. So this is very exciting. If you're serious about building something great on PulseChain or going all in, this is your moment to front run the wave. Time is flying. Liberty leads the way. Direct buy pressure is coming. And this is a new product coming, right? Direct buy pressure. People are going to hear about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex and pump.ties directly before they hear about anything else. And of course, we've got these electronic devices going out. So this is all happening at the same time, guys. So it's like everything's coming at us at once. They're going to hold something in their hands that works great and is impressive, something they're not going away to throw away with. So this is talking about the PulseChain there, and we got this direct buy pressure coming out from Liberty Swap yesterday. Now, I really do love this thing. All roads lead to PulseChain. We're front running the altcoin season, so we've got all these different things. We've got Robinhood app on Arbitrum, guys. Massive, obviously in the United States. We've got three big players in the United States, right? Robinhood. We've got Coinbase, and I guess another one. I just can't remember it off the top of my head, but we've got 3. And then we got Solana as well coming into Mace, the big meme chain, Su Chain, Ethereum, of course, all coming in via Liberty Swap, Coinbase as well, and then Binance as well. Yeah, Binance is probably the one I was thinking of, but we've got Binance there. Of course, it's largely foreign, but the US version. So Binance, and then we've got PulseChain as well. So look at this. Everything coming into Liberty Swap and then onto PulseChain. It is exciting, guys. So that is so cool. So yeah, that is pretty exciting. So we're getting lots of cool things coming from these guys. Higher direct buy pressure is trademarked as well. Direct buy pressure. Liberty is in the hex code now. Oh my God, these are fighting words. Look at that. Everyone's coming over the chain there with lots of money from different chains. Look at that over the bridge. And there is Liberty swap there with the old Liberty. Look at that. Looking cool with the Liberty there. Very exciting. So we've got this countdown going. And Sunday is the time, right? Sunday is the time. So we could see something more today about that. It is crazy, guys. It is crazy. We had this countdown, and essentially it was Sunday, right? Sunday, I believe, is the time. But yeah, Binance, give me Liberty or give me Bitcoin. Binance in turn. 4 hours ago. So I don't know what they replied to that. They replied to that. Bridge to PulseChain now if you want both Bitcoin and Liberty. Well, Bitcoin there, is that a leaking word as well? Is that a leading word? Are we getting some Bitcoin coming over to PulseChain? PulseChains? Are we getting get some of that? It is crazy, guys. Now, the reason why I'm going through all of this is because these guys have been teasing a lot of stuff, but the stuff they've been teasing has been coming to reality, right? So bring it on. And of course, we had all those stakes, right? All the hex stakes here. Hex is in scarcity in full effect. And in fact, Sammy would be talking to this because we had all those staking, right? We had 666 billion hex, I think, in existence. And then all the OA stuff got staked, right? The sacrifice OA stuff all got staked. And we saw all these stakes happen to Hex. This was one of the early moves. And every step Richard Hart took was calculated to make Hex the most dominant force in crypto history. And it's game on. Supply is disappearing. T-shares are getting rarer. And so we got some real rarity. I think there's 41.5 billion coins that are still running around. And many of those are probably staked in protocols. I saw some numbers that people say 2.6 billion liquid. I don't think that's the correct number, but certainly it's scarce. It's getting very scarce. So yeah, maybe we haven't got any more than 10 billion sitting around now, or 5 billion, and some of them won't move at all, right? So we'll keep looking out for that. We definitely see the OA wallet with the O3 wallet still sitting on 2.6 billion. So we've definitely got more than 2.6. But man, we've got the LP pools and stuff. But man, it is game on. Now it is pretty exciting. Liberty is here. He is hearing our message. Is talking about Daddy, and of course Sack Daddy there. We got 55 Hex 369 238. The optimism triumph on PulseChain. So game on there. So lots of cool things happening here. We've had the token with the Daddy pumping chain. We see the capital coming over the bridge, which has been pretty exciting. We can see the results on the chart right now, and the stats coming through are pretty exciting. Just more capital coming bridged. 468 bridged over the PulseChain. Very exciting stuff here. Let me just scroll down. I want to scroll down just a little bit further. More 25th there, bridge to PulseChain. Hundreds of thousands of dollars coming to PulseChain. Just the last sort of 2.5-3 days, right? And I'm very exciting about that. Now let me just scroll down to PulseChain here. So, we have seen some real milestones. This is just the beginning. So we've sort of got a benchmark for the start point. But PulseX V1 TVL up 90 million this month to 145 million. Bridge from Ethereum flow 16 million. PulseChain SAC Treasury increased by 200 million. It's obviously higher than that now. PulseChain hit Richard Hart total victory on court. Last tally, 65 crypto news outlets positive coverage, and we're starting to see prices move to the upside. So we're really on the move, guys. It is pretty exciting. Over 1% of PulseX is now burned, including the OA accounts, sacrifice accounts, and then we've got PulseChain daily on the move. But I'm looking for a particular post here, which I think is pretty important. So let's just scroll down a little bit further. It's not too far, and hopefully we're going to find it shortly. Let me see. I'm not. May have missed it somehow, but we're just going to leave it there because I'm probably going too far back now. So I may have just scrolled over accidentally. But in any case, we are on the move. We're on the move for sure. All right, so pretty exciting here. That is some of the cool stuff there. We're going to get into the markets now after a long time, after further due. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to smash the subscribe button here on the Crypto Night Show. Smash the subscribe button on Superman Crypto. Smash the subscribe button on PulseChain X. And of course, smash the follow button there on X at the moment. We're streaming on 4 channels right now, and we've got a great audience watching. So big shout out and appreciate all your support. And if you haven't joined Strategy Club, links in the video description. Very exciting. We've got Monster Thread number 12 coming out tomorrow, guys. It's exciting. 12 weeks, 3 months. It's really a big milestone for the Monster Thread, the Crypto Night Show publication. Of course, MVS Crypto is our promotional lead and editor-in-chief of that. He is working hard on the Monster Thread. It is exciting. We've got a bunch of great news in there for this week. And of course, that is the hottest news over the last week. We've also got some incredible teams in there, ranging from DeFi to GameFi to anime. It's all in there, folks. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. And we got some pretty cool people in there too. So look forward to the monster thread coming out tomorrow. It's going to be next level legit. So if you want to share something around to people in the community, it's the perfect publication, perfect newsletter for PulseChain with all the hottest week. And of course, it's based on everybody out there. No matter who you're out there, if you're doing something on PulseChain, you will make it into that monster thread at some stage. It is completely open to everybody, and I mean that, everybody. Well over 26,000 views in monster thread number 11. And I think we're just going high, number 10 actually, and I think number 11 is possibly going even higher. But we're just climbing every week. And of course, this is an inflection point in PulseChain where we're starting to take off. So imagine what it's going to be like months and time ahead of here. So fantastic there, and it's just a great, wonderful way of celebrating all the people and all the different things in crypto that are happening in PulseChain. And as you guys can see, Richard Hart is leading the way, and it's about to go next level along with Liberty Swap and all the other great protocols and people in the community. So it's really, really exciting times. It's going to be so much fun. And we bet the SEC. We bet the SEC. Can't not forget that. All right, so let's go into some of the comments in the chat here before we get into some of the titles. Let's see. Let's go back up here and let's have a look at a few of the comments in the chat. Let's see. Let's go straight back up here. All right. We got DJ and Hexagon, bullish, absolutely bullish. Wookie says only Wookie can ride the Torus. That's funny, man. Woohoo! Let's talk about Hex, baby, says Hexvader. We're about to do that right now. Brandon says AI can generate fingers. How bullish. Wookie picked up the bottom of this Hex move. What a genius. Yeah, there's a few people that have done that. Anyone that's been watching this channel would have been out the opportunity. And Hexvader says ETH approaching 3,900. Yeah, crazy. It's just the beginning. We are going up and away on the old Hex there. And maybe I'll get some gel next time. My hair's a bit flat today. Let's get a bit more disheveled. I keep seeing myself in the studio things like, what the fudge? All right, we got Fat Sam says, here we go. Yeah, X-Faz says, let's go. Absolutely. Fat Sam says, this is where Hex does 70% in 1 day zone. Yeah, I like that. That's a really great comment. So, yeah, Hex is about to do some real... So very, very cool. We got Hexvader as well. Yeah, boy. What else are we going to? We got a couple more comments. I'm just going to jump down a little bit here. Brenda says front running is superpowers. Yeah. Hex needs to catch up. We have short and medium term bull run, says Fitzami. Yeah, agree with that. Woohoo! Front run, yeah, baby. Front run, baby. Everyone's front running. We got to do that. Up and to the right. Loving all these rockets, guys. Absolutely awesome. Excitement there. We're so back, boys. Yeah. We are so back indeed. RH about to take over crypto. Yeah, no, there's some amazing comments there from Richard and Liberty Swap there, highlighting those as well. It is about to get real on PulseChain. And of course, not the lagged thesis, which is normally what we expect, but actually front running the whole movement. That's epic, guys. That's epic. It's going to be so much fun. All right, so let's get back into PulseChain. We're up to the prices. How we're doing for time? 58 minutes. Keeping track of that. And at the moment, PulseChain day 807 since PulseChain launched the 13th of May 2023. It forked Ethereum, of course, on the 10th of May 2023. And of course, the biggest airdrop at the time, forking all the coins over on Ethereum. There will be many people on Ethereum that don't even realize they have coins on PulseChain. That's the hilarious thing about it. Maybe a few of them will realize it when we get to the top of the bull market cycle. But at the moment, they're probably oblivious. So at the moment, PulseChain at quadro 422, up 14.2% today. Yeah, boy! That is pretty exciting, right? Yeah. 14.2%. We enjoy the double-digit days, and we're finally here to see some double digits. Kind of nice, and we're kind of pushing higher too, which is the other good thing. PulseX at the moment at quadruple 0335, up 17.3%, and that is looking good too. We're at 7.48% on the buy and burn, excluding the OA. And we've got the incentive token there at $2.09. We're over $2, guys. Let's take that in for a moment. We're at $11.50 after a long time, back over $2. We've got Hex at the moment, which is just breathtaking, 1.12 cents just on PulseChain alone. That's not the combined price. And we're up 28.8%, guys, on that. And then, of course, EHEX is at 26 hundredths of a penny, back over a quarter of a penny for EHEX. The combined price, EX and PX, is at 1.39 cents. So we'll just round it off, 1.4 cents. The game is afoot. We're just starting to move away. And I've said this for some time, as other people would have said, that once it starts to run away, you get left behind, right, very quickly, in the sense that you're getting it for so much cheap volume that it's much you got to pay for it afterwards, right? So when it's below a cent, look how much volume you can pick up at a cent right now. Now look at EHEX. Of course, EHEX has been moving pretty closely in the same pattern, obviously not at the same price as PHEX, and I'm pretty bullish about where EHEX will go as well. At the moment, you can still pick up a ton of EHEX, and it's only at 2,600 penny. Just remember, anything under that cent mark, particularly got that volume. And of course, so EHEX, they're looking pretty attractive. We may see a closing of the ratio between EHEX and PX. Maybe not complete convergence to 1 cent, to 1-to-1, sorry. But we may see that gap close up over time. That's what I'm expecting to see there. So it's going to be fun to see. But PulseChain is kind of the magical carpet ride chain, right? So it's going to probably keep that bias for some time to come. But definitely there's a volume play there. We also saw the big whale sell out, right? The big whale sell at PulseX and HEX. And so that's really, we've had a great little rally since then. And also, we've still got BankX, but BankX on EHEX is getting down. I'm not sure exactly what their balance is right now, but that'd be pretty interesting. If anyone knows, post it in the chat there. Last time I remember it was about 180 million, down from 700 million, I think they got from the HEX Gold Whale. So it's getting down there at the moment. So it's probably further down than that. They had been selling every week a little bit. So that is kind of where we are at the moment. So green candles all around. Let's have a look at 7-day. 7-day, we're up 31% on Pulse, 36% on PulseX, 27% on Inc, and 62% on Hex. So wasn't that awesome for Hex? Up 62% in 7 days. Pretty awesome. 30 days, we're up 80% on Pulse, 69%, let's just say 70% on PulseX, 42% on Inc, and 111% on Hex. So 30 days ago, if you picked up Hex, you'd be up over 2.1x at the moment. Isn't that awesome? Fantastic. So we're getting a bit of move. It's just the beginning. So bring it on. Gas prices at the moment, 2 million beats, 3 cents for a PulseX swap, which is the most expensive we've seen for some time. So there we go. That's what happens when you get a bit of a move on the chain. And 52,555 validators, and that's up a couple hundred as well today from the looks of it. And the bridge, which we saw cross over 100 million yesterday, didn't we? Went to 101.7 million, somewhere in that ballpark. And we're now at 106.7 million. So game on now. We are back over and we are on the rise. We also have some pretty interesting numbers here. We're back over 7,000 Ethereum. So all that ETH coming over the bridge is starting to play out there. So across the 7,000 mark, we're at $27.4 million. EHEX there is going up, of course, up now at 2,600 of a penny. We're now at 24.6 million. This can go, if EHEX re-rates dramatically, this number will go insane to the upside, and we'll be quickly going through the $100 million lots. We won't be worrying about moving up a couple $1 million. We'll be going up, $100 million here, $100 million there. It's going to be insane, guys. Keep a lookout for that. And then, of course, it's quite reasonable that we enter in the $1 billion marks here on the bridge because it includes EHEX in particular. But we are probably going to see some nice flows of ETH and DAI and probably Wrap Bitcoin as well come over. We're just about at 20 million DAI as well. So that's gone up quite dramatically. USDC is 15.8, and we've got a USD Tether at 5.1. Coast's 10.6 and Wrap Bitcoin there 26. So it'll be interesting to see where we see a move there on the old Wrap Bitcoin, particularly with comments like Liberty Swaps there. Keep a lookout for that number moving here. But this is kind of a because I do stream not virtually every day, to get a day off here and there. But we've got little timestamps, so you can always come back to these videos and check how the bridge is going because I cover this consistently, right? For a kind of a reason because we're documenting PulseChain pretty much the last couple of years plus Hex before that, right? So there we go. That is the mark there. Let's jump into I got the treasury tracker there. Let's see if it's gone up a little bit there because ETH is going up, right? So ETH is now at 3,884, so it's going up again. We're now up another couple $1 million just since we're doing the live stream. Since we're doing the live stream, we're up a couple $1 million. So that's crazy, guys. That's crazy. All right, so there we go. Looking good. Bring it on. So yeah, we're going to get into the total volume. We're up massive, $33.4 million. Oh my gosh. So we're up dramatically there. And isn't that exciting? But look at the tokens that are on the 24-hour trending. Look at the ones leading. We've got Pump Tires leading, right? Because Pump Tires is part of that, the post, Richard Hart Cause and Pump Tires. And that's up 54%. So the main token, Pump Tires there, up 54%. Now, we knew that was underpriced, right? It would have been drifting down, but that's up 50% today. Trump token, another pump tires there on 47%. Obviously, we had the big deal being done with EU today, the European Union trade deal. So that's up today. And then XGame. I don't know. Yesterday, I was in the Discord yesterday, and I said to the guys, I said, XGame is undervalued. I said that. That was like one of the last comments I made. And then today we wake up and it's up 37%. So there we go. And it's ranked at number 4 today. So there we go. That's pretty hilarious. Surf token, I also said was undervalued as well. You remember me talking about that yesterday, and it was at 1.1 cents. It's now at 1.7 cents, almost up 36%, and that is pumped as well. And that is way undervalued, particularly because it was also hit by a whale that sold out too and had the whale event, right? So we can do TA and all that sort of stuff, but if a whale comes in and wants to exit the position, it's hard. You just don't know if that's going to happen, right? So you just got to absorb that. And often that will, if it's a good project, it will give a big relief rally at some stage afterwards, right? Sometimes not immediately, but it then takes off. So we're seeing a bit of that too with the old surf token. So big shout out to Crypto Paradise team. These guys are so good. They're so professional. They're out there. They're now doing daily shows. So I'm not the only one doing daily shows. That's in the larger influencer size. We now got Crypto Paradise out there doing daily shows. I suspect we're going to see a few more. Particularly the ones that have been around a bit longer. And as we get further into the market, we're going to see more and more influencers come out of nowhere. Young bloods and all that sort of stuff. Coming out and doing streaming. So we're going to get more streamers active, more the existing streamers active. We're going to get more new streamers coming in, and we're going to start blowing out, right? So people that we know, are not doing stuff are going to really ramp up, and that's going to magnify the message on PulseChain massively, right? And we're looking forward to that. I know Fat Sammy's been doing some great stuff out there. So we already see people on the move. PulseChain there up 33%. We've got RSI up 30% there as well. Hex at the moment, of course, the darling, up 29%. Now, I just did that TA thing, remember, on PulseX, Hex, and Incentive Token. Was that yesterday or the day before? It was in the last 2 days. I think it was yesterday, actually. And it's funny, they're all starting to rock and roll right now. And I've been talking about getting into the cause as well. And it's all played out pretty hilariously. So there we go. But Hex at the moment, 29%, looking good. Looking good. And we got Solana down there at number 11, up 28%, another pump tires as well. So pump tires on the move. Richard Hart Cores on the move. Anything related to PulseChain, Hex is like ALGO is derivatives are on the move. And then, of course, we've got some of the arguably the better quality projects like XGame, which is underpriced, and Surf underpriced with big communities. And XGame, of course, the big decentralized crypto casino about to launch from Firewall. That is coming up as well. Very excited about that. So all on the move right now. I don't think we had an update from SolidX. So let me just quickly check that while we're here. Let's have a look there. So SolidX, of course, doing XGame. You can see it there. And, of course, we had Solid Trader live, right? That's pretty cool. Brings limit orders on Telegram. We also had this bullish stuff here come out. This is their last update on the 25th. So this is a couple of days old now. But I said, while others wait for the bull, we build. While others pause, we innovate. While others speculate, we route liquidity deeper across PulseChain. The Solid X ecosystem is expanding. Text tools, tokenomics designed for deflation and dominance. This community isn't just about resilience or relentless. Liquidity web is growing. A foundation is set. The storm is coming. Now, these guys are like linked into PulseChain calls, right? So they're benefiting from them. But they're also got big marketing plans and big network plans that I can't talk about, but they're coming up too. So kind of cool. That is really, really exciting. We obviously got Hex pump tires and BTC pump tires on the move, 24%. And of course, we've been talking about Bitcoin on PulseChain, right? We've been covering all the options that you have, including Bridgeton, Wrap Bitcoin from Ethereum. We got Pulse Wrap Bitcoin, the fork token. We got pump tire Bitcoin here. We got Pulse Bitcoin, of course, on both Ethereum and PulseChain. We got a couple of really good options. That 5 options on PulseChain that you can get into Bitcoin in some form or another with the old Bitcoin narrative, right? So pretty exciting, and that has been on the move right now the last couple of weeks. These are weekly candles on the old Bitcoin pump tires. That is on the move. Pretty exciting. What else? We also got Hex pump tires on the move as well. That is up 24%, and of course these are based on a billion tokens supply, and that's been up the last 4 weeks as well on the old Hex as well. So pump tires mirroring quite a few of the protocols there. Now we had the latest farm. As you guys know, we've been covering amazing farms on PulseChain. We've got Emmett Farm, Vox Farm, Function Island. It's Axel. We've been cover so many stuff on PulseChain, and of course the most recent one to launch is Pulsium there. And what a timing that it launched. Sometimes timing really adds into the value on the chain. We can see that at the moment on PSM. It has been up and to the right. So if you've gotten that nice and early, you'd be very, very happy indeed. That's up 440%, so 5.4x at the moment. So that's PulseChain farm there on the move, sitting at number 19. Most Wanted is up as well. So actually, let's scroll over. Let's go to the big screen here and pull that in. It's probably a bit easier to see. And we got, let's see, we got Most Wanted up 21% there as well. One of the Richard Hart pump tires. We got PTC the Greys, of course, which has been on an absolute tear. The old PTC the Greys, and of course the big DAO, one of the big projects on PulseChain, one of my Magnificent 7, I believe, and that is up and away. So 00086 right now. Look at that chart there. It's a weekly chart on PTC. That's a dive pair, of course, but it is racing away. And we're expecting that to do a big thing. So outside the Richard Hart cause, we have what we might call blue chips. And there's only a couple of them in my view. But PDC is one of those. And man, it is on and up and up. They've got huge influence and support. Thinking of people like Prairie Banana, Moon King, Ian Heinisch, and others. And of course, a big community, one of the most biggest and engaged communities on PulseChain, but also the tokenomics, right, and the DAO. So just really, really delivering there at the moment. They have staking and locking and all that sort of stuff. I'm not talking about pop locking from old breakdancing, but they have all that. All right, so we've got Sparta at the moment as well on the back of Hex. Obviously, they've got a Hex DAO that's up 20% as well. We've obviously got Blitz benefiting on the back of PulseChain. It's one of the tokens there. You in PulseX there. We've got Best Everything, another Richard Hart pump tires there, 18%. APC is up as well, been around for over 2 years, up 17% there as well. We've got UFO up with the PTC, so they go together, those two. And then we've got Communist, right, on the back of Hex as well. The Communist Mathematics is tied in with the Hex T-share rate. That's up 17% as well. We have rumors on the street that more's coming for Communist, so we'll try and keep a tab on that and try and front run a lot of that news. We've got 9mm, right? So what we're expecting is that we've got PulseX at the moment doing most of the volume, 29.7 million. And we've got 9mm at the moment has been rising 3 million. Oh my gosh. So 9mm is really underpriced right now. And we'll probably see that get re-rated really strongly. DEX is, of course, when things start to pump and the bull market get re-rated. And of course, 9-inch there at the moment, 354K, still lagging behind quite a bit, about 10% of the volume, but definitely has raised from 150, 200 to 354. And most of that volume, of course, coming from SolidX there. And we're expecting SolidX to hyper pump, right, as part of the big bull market ahead with the old decentralized crypto casinos and the buy and burning going on. But SolidX obviously climbing there, $11.73, up 15%. We're expecting that to run away. I'm expecting that to go in tens, if not hundreds of dollars into the SolidX. That could be pretty massive there. So kind of cool. Let's jump over to the rest of it, just to keep track here. I think we're going down quite nicely. We're actually going over to all DEX, sorry. Let's go to 24. So we're going to keep scrolling down. So we've got lots of moves. Where did we get up to about Communist? Yeah, 9mm. So expect that to get re-rated. Let's have a quick look at 9mm right now to get an idea. So yeah, that's already being re-rated like with the rest of the market. Obviously, how do we describe re-rating? Well, what's the value versus Pulse really? So on all these charts that have got Pulse pairs, we're really saying how are they performing relative to Pulse. So we can see it's still a little lackluster, definitely been going up. So we went from 435 to 7. So, nice move, obviously a very strong move. But, we're probably expecting us to run away at some stage as well. And of course, remember, when any of these altcoins run away, all that Pulse is going into all these protocols. So it's helping Pulse as well lift itself. It all becomes a little bit self-fulfilling. We got PulseX obviously on the move, up 16%. Fitzgerald up the move there, 60% as well. Doge there, pump tires up 16%. So a lot of pump tires in the mix there. Teddy Bear Takeover sitting at number 36. Up 15%. They got way oversold, right? That was really oversold. That's also got big influence support by Moon King and Ian Heinisch and stuff. But that is, slowly zigzagging its way back up, right? So I'm not quite oversold yet, but keep a tab on there. Like I said, the one metric you should have at least is the RSI, right, on your charts. That's probably the play there. So that is where we're looking on there. Let me keep a track of time here. Hour and 14 minutes. So we're probably going to go a little bit longer, 15 minutes, because I started earlier, half an hour earlier. But that is the mark. And what else we got going? Everything is looking really cool. We've got so many double-digit moves today. Cardano up 14%. Top Hat up 14%. SolidX up 14%. But keep a lookout for that. It's one of my Magnificent 7. Looking forward to that to go up quite strongly too. Time dividend here is up 13%. That's pretty cool at number 47. We've got the old DAI. We've got Pump Tires DAI. So Pump Tires, P DAI has taken a little bit of a cooling. Pump Tires DAI is up 13%. That's interesting. Sparta, of course, we talked about that. Doubt token, number 50 there. So we've got lots of coins over 10%. Mafia on PulseChain up 11.6%. We're waiting for more rollouts there. We got Pulse Puppy is up 11% as well. Access Alive from Access. So we've got Crypto Coffee's Top Hat. These are influencer coins, and we've got down here Access Alive, another influencer. These are all top influencers on PulseChain, up 11% there as well. So they're making a bit of a move. And those are our top 50. So I'm not going to go much further down than the top 10. We've got lots in the top 10 right now, including 9-inch, just making it at 10% up today. And of course, we expect to see those re-rated. In particular, 9mm, probably that potentially could be rated quite strongly. You can decide. You've got to compare market caps and things like that. But that is the play. All right, now, so that is looking at. Let's have a quick look at Pulse Coin List. We're going to have a quick look at some of the marks there. We can definitely see PDI here sitting at 52/100th of a penny. Pretty flat the last week, up 8% today. So a lot of attention moving back to the cores, right? Richard Hart cores. And as we talked about this in the last week, that looked like it was going to happen. So, to set everybody, get out of other stuff. Now, we're expecting Better Bank to come up. That is going to use PDI. So that's actually going to help be a supply thing and a demand driver for that. So we'll keep a close lookout for Better Bank. That's from Nikki, and it's a Aave V3 modified fork. So we're looking forward to that. It's also going to take in Pulse and PulseX, potentially Hex as well. So that's coming up for that as well. So, there's a future there, and there'll probably be other protocols coming up as well. We'll try and keep tabs on that. So that is our PDI. But of course, Wrap Bitcoin on PulseChain has been an exciting story there. And at the moment, we hit that $1,040, and now we've come back to $905. And of course, Rack and Michelle talking about getting at least one Bitcoin on PulseChain to Wrap Bitcoin. It's $905 at the moment. So you're getting a bit cheaper. Bounced off support yesterday, about $860. So it looks like it's back on the move right now. Still up 16% for the week. So some nice little drivers there as well. So pretty crazy. I can't believe it. We got Pi Network coin on here. I'm not sure who put that on here, but it's up 52% for the week. That's pretty hilarious. But what else we got going on here? I think that's it. So we're going to move away from the old PulseChain, but lots of fun happening on PulseChain. We're going to get into Titan X now and talk about Torus. So we're going to spend a few minutes talking about Torus. Not now, because we could talk about Torus for ages, but we're going to talk about it for a little bit. What else? We got RH in the house there. RH about to take over crypto, says Brennan. I know. I love this. That's so bullish, guys. Just those comments alone. Frank Sammy, let's do it. Fat Sam says you can now buy half the Hex you could a week back. Yeah, that's right. And like I said, you still got time to pick it up, guys. But we're talking weeks here. We're talking weeks because we're probably going to have some news in the next 24 hours as well. And then you're talking about probably the next big move, before that interest rate cut on 17th September. So, we've got August ahead of us, but time is slipping and already you're paying more to get in. Fat Sam says BankX is being drained slowly. Yes, Xkin's working on that. eHex will lag all about PulseX now. Yeah, but we may see a little bit of convergence at some stage in the future once BankX is out, and then we can rotate. Yeah, good point there. Surf team are great. They are fantastic. Big shout out to the Crypto Paradise team, bringing lots of cool stuff to the chain. Do you remember what Super said, Brennan? What did I say? Not really, Woogie. What did he say? What the fudge? What the fudge are you talking about? What are you guys talking about in the chat? These are my moderators, by the way. They're double trouble. They're double trouble. What else there? I'm just looking at there. Brennan, everything to $1. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Brennan. Everything to $1. So just ignore all the prices. Everything's going $1. I love it. So yeah, the chain's going to get hugely valued. It's going to get crazily pump value. Remember, everything liquidity got thinned out by Richard, and now we're about to get the asset play on the chain. It's everything that's about to go crazy. Frank White's, thank you very much for the super sticker. Really appreciate that. Stream is approved by PL Start. So if you haven't seen PL Start, it is a PulseChain ecosystem. And I think I've got the link on here actually. Yeah. So if you want to check it out, this is the one here. So definitely check that out. So big shout out there for Frank White. So it's got the whole PulseChain ecosystem on there, and get in there, check it out. Save it to your favorites. That's all we can say, right, Frank? That is the link there, right there. Bam. There we go. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to get into Titan X quickly, and we're going to get into Torus majorly there. So let's go. And so here we go. We got the title of the video is Torus is a unicorn. This is something that the Cryptographic said today, and I'm with him. I think it's absolutely marvelous. So Titan X, of course, the tokenomics are very different. That's probably the thing to say from the outset. There's Titanx, which has some very good tokenomics in it, but it also had some very problematic tokenomics in it. We're not going to go through all those pros and cons. But then we also have the buy and burn, which is really the heart of the bullishness side of Titanx. So we're going to talk about that, and the second layer protocols that then came up, which was kind of an addition. So we had both of those. It was an addition, but it was designed into the program. And so we had those two things. Those are two like fundamentals: the buy and burn, and of course, which is like a big treasury, and of course the protocols that get built on top of it. They add a lot of value to the tokens, and then of course adding on that third part, the omni chain. So those are kind of the three main bullish parts of Titanx. Now, what is different? Torus is very different. So in terms of Titanx, you just more people came in, the more inflation happened, etc. And of course, the way Torus works is the opposite. Basically, there's kind of a starting amount of Torus. It adds a certain amount at a decreasing rate over time. So the total inflation comes out that there could only ever be a maximum 125 million. And of course, we've got buy and burn in there as well, eating up stuff as well. So that's kind of the tokenomics in a brief. And as more people enter, that inflation, instead of adding together, it actually just spreads out. So the existing inflation profile, which is known, gets spread out amongst more and more people. That's kind of the heart of it in terms of the inflation. The second part of Torus, which is really genius, is that it's a staking protocol, which is kind of disguised as an ROI protocol, right? So ROI protocols typically have really high APRs, but they come down over time to, still very attractive APRs, but they come down, and particularly in a lot of our protocols, they can be very short-lived, a lot of Tron dApps and other things like that. They're there for 2 days and they're gone tomorrow. But this one here is based on the fact that inflation is high. More people come in, it will all get distributed out more. The price is relatively high to where it should be, and the price will adjust accordingly. So all that stuff's going to happen in the in the few weeks ahead of us as we move towards day 88, in particular day 89. So that's kind of the play. That's sort of the backdrop. So we've got two really clever things in here. The inflation distribution is the opposite of basically Titanx, and then we've got, and the distribution means more distribution to more people. The more people come in, the more self-fulfilling the success becomes, in my view. And of course, the second part, of course, is a staking protocol, really, as opposed to an ROI protocol. And so the staking is going to be really clever. And of course, as the ratio flips between and Titanx in terms of getting down from 50 million, which we hit yesterday, Titanx per Torus, down to 10 million, that will mean that the ROI on staking is bigger than the creating of Toruses. So it's going to adjust the system there. Those are the clever mechanisms in there. And it has ramifications for Titanx, because once we move to that psychology and the mathematics, which is driving the staking, right? And we see that actually in the chart, it's actually going to make staking drive Titanx to go in it. So that's the ultimate scenario. And Titanx driving into it is going to put demand on Titanx and take Titanx out of the market and self-fulfillingly push the price up relatively, and then of course put that into Titanx. So that's basically a bit of a summary of where it's going, and that's why this could very well be a unicorn. Now, nothing is ever guaranteed, of course, in tokenomics, but this is probably one of the best attempts I've ever seen, if not maybe the best. We're going to find out, attempt to actually create that Goldilocks tokenomics in crypto, and that's why I love it. So it's going to be fun to see that play out. So this is kind of where we are. And imagine if Titanx does start to reverse. At the moment, hasn't really broken out. We saw the big sell-off, right, in the old Titanx. But once we see a rebound in this again, like a second attempt, and successfully break out, Torus could be the key player that helps make that happen. And of course, we know that Jake Sharp is building a utility for X28, which is the omni-chain version of Titanx. Then that also comes into play. And we've got other people building other protocols as well. That all comes in the mix. So, but in the key one is Torus. If Torus becomes this unicorn, staking unicorn, and this is a long life project, right? This is not designed just to be a short dump and pump it. This is designed for long-term staking, and we're going to see that play out. So still in the early phases, so high yields will come down. There's no doubt about that, right? And of course, then we're going to see how the project performs in terms of high rewards after that period, and that's what we're looking forward to see. And I think we could end up seeing Torus turn into a unicorn, and that is pretty much the phrase that cryptographics is used. So I kind of feel this is going to be very exciting to see this play out, and those are some of the magic sources. So really, it's kind of the opposite and trying to solve the problems of Titanx had, although Titanx has still got very bullish environment, right? So if we go 5x in Ethereum up to 15K by the end of the year, then the buy and burn treasury in Titanx plus associated protocols like DragonX, and if none of it's sold, would be $100 million. So sitting in behind there. So it's a little like their own magic strategic reserve at about 100 million. So just scale it down to a 100 million mark. And so that's pretty exciting. So whereas a PulseChain sacrifice might be at $2.5 million, $2.5 billion, Titanx would be a pretty dynamic system at about 100 million. So that's kind of the idea. And then you got Torus on top of that, right? Catching all that buy and burn value in its own treasury as well. So it's pretty exciting where that might go. So that's kind of the overland there. And we can see that actually we had this big run and it got sold off. And so we're waiting for that next driver, right? So that's the play. Now, we don't have the buy and burn on at the moment, but we do see it going up in value. So at the moment, let's go quickly look at the liquid value. We see 68.3 trillion liquid, and we've got $14.1 million of value there at the moment. If we go to the buy and burn, we can see that the buy and burn in V1 is currently at 17.25 million. So it's about $3 million more than the liquid value at the moment. So that's got 4,452 ETH. Now, if you take that 452 ETH, remember that, and you take the payout pools for the 8-day payout, which is still there, that's 1,100 ETH. So you're looking at 5,500 ETH there. And if you come back to the strategic reserve, ETH reserve, and you come to scroll down here on here, and you take 5,500 ETH, that would put it ranked at number 38. So Titanx is actually on the strategic reserve, ranked at number 38. I don't think anyone showed that, but that's where it's landing. And so cryptographics, if you're still watching, get your application in and get yourself on the strategic ETH reserve. Oh, sorry, Jake, you should get yours on there potentially. I don't know where you might be. I mean, how much ETH? We'll go double check that. But I think you're just about getting there. You could put that on here as well. So you're not far. The number 63 is 101. But Jake Sharp, if he's out there, maybe people can hit him up and tell him that if he was on there with the Titanx buy and burn, it would actually get them a bit of kudos, quite a bit of kudos getting on this list. And that would put them up here. Pretty exciting. So yeah, actually 5,500 would put them close to 25 actually. That could be huge, right? So if Jake Sharp's out there or somebody that can contact him, let him know that if he got the Titanx registered there, could get them up on the old 25. And I guess depending on how much crypto, I think was it DragonX, if Eric's out there too, could get himself on the list as well on the strategic reserves here. Now, even though the buy and burns there, obviously they'll adjust, but you see these adjust all the time as well. Be well worth getting on there. But let's go over to, so that's some of the moon math there at the moment. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And I think I'm the first one to cover that issue, so kind of cool. But let's go down to the project Torus and quickly check that out. I'm just going to keep tab of time here. You've got 3 minutes to kick this out of the park, so it's going to be a very quick summary. We'll be doing full coverage on Torus moving forward. We're currently at $9.43 at the moment on the price, and let's quickly check out. Let's quickly check out the stats here on the old stats. So we're going to do that. And yeah, we've got 930,000 in the pool. Now this is going to move down at some stage, right? Because we've got more volume coming out. It's going to adjust all that sort of stuff, right? So, but the basic idea is still the same. So we're going to get into that. The liquid supply at the moment is down to 2,161. It's also flipped the liquid supply because we don't have much supply at the moment. But it's also flipped that. It's been a kind of cool thing today. Yeah, the solar supply is sitting around 18,000. We actually dropped below 18,000 last night. So we've obviously day 17, which is we just passed, right? We're on day 18. Day 16, 17, we had a few tokens come out. And this is where we start getting a few tokens up to a certain point, right? So that's pretty cool. Let's go to the June dashboard. And we're going to talk about the amount of ETH that's come in. So, you know, we've had 80 ETH there. So, I mean, it's almost getting, I mean, I don't know how much is in the buy and burn. I haven't had that up. But, you know, it's not too far away from getting into number 63. So, cryptographics, if you're watching still, then, you know, maybe you're almost into the 63. And why not get yourself on the strategic ETH reserve, hit the guys up there because you're getting pretty close to the bottom 101. That'd be pretty coll. And why not? Why not? Even if it adjusts over time with the buy and burn, that'd be pretty cool. So, yeah, free press, man, because you got all the heavyweights coming up on here, all the big boys in here as well. And when people go through, you know, you just never know your luck. You have more people that look at this, the more chances they'll see some who's on the list there and maybe even check them out. So, kind of some free press there. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Kudos. So yeah, that's kind of the play there. How much we had in? We had over $900,000. Obviously, as the US dollar price goes up. If the ratio of Titanx goes up, it goes up, etc. and we're heading towards that $1 million mark. In any case, in US dollar terms, we're well over 2.9 trillion. I think we're close to 2.9 here. Let's go to the finals. I got to cover this stuff first. I got to not be too long, but let's have a look here on the leaderboard here. Torus is at almost at 2.9 trillion has gone into Torus. This is very successful, guys. This is going very well indeed, and we're looking forward to more of that. So, 10.4 million is the futures supply. So we're only sitting at 18,000 now. This is what I'm saying. We're not even in the inflation event yet. So just take that into account when you are looking at the yields, because obviously that's going to be adjusted, but it's still potentially going to be extremely lucrative and really could end up heading towards that unicorn status. So as long as you're pragmatic about the yields, knowing that they're going to come down as volume comes into the market, and the market has to adjust, right? And so that's the key part there. But a key market that we've been looking forward to is this is down to 2.1 million now on the big 89-day payout. And these all get flatter. As more people comes in, all these candles go down, which is the opposite of Tightnex, which they were all just going up, right? The big candles. I think we had on day 280, we had a 14.8 trillion or something like that in the big candle. This is the opposite. It goes down. So this is a very key part of the tokenomics. And so that flatness, that distribution makes it more successful moving forward. So I'm very excited about that. And of course, we're going to see what people actually do with the staking. That's going to be a key piece there as we move forward in time. So once we get past day 88, then people will have an idea of what people are doing, and they'll go, okay, people are not really doing what I thought they were doing. They're staking and getting high yield, and maybe that adjusts, right? And the price will be way lower, of course, by that time. But then the price may start racing off, right? Which is what we saw with Tightnex, even with all the inflation. This has got the opposite. So presumably we might see even a better move in the old price, especially if Tightnex also moves and Torus has an impact on Tightnex. So that's kind of play. Now, I just want to quickly jump down to the amount of creations that we've got, 1,227, 132 stakes. And of course, we're watching this. This is the adoption channel one here, right? So we're watching this. We had 30 yesterday, 26 and 46. We're going to keep watching this over the next week or two. We're still in week 3, right? So we're going to watch this over the next week or two, see how that plays out, especially now that the market's lifting, everything else. So keep a lookout for that. It's going to be a lot of fun as we move forward. And there's not a lot of liquid holders, right? Only a few liquid holders here, and they keep a tap on the price there. And we've got a few little ones coming out in the days ahead. So if you want to see who's coming out, right, you just go back up here, and you can see that we're just starting day 18. We've got 294 tokens coming out, so that's definitely starting to lift a little bit. Then we go down. We haven't got many coming out relatively speaking, a couple hundred a day. And then before we get day 27, the first day, we really get a significant increase in the supply. We've got 18,000 tokens now. We've got 1,550 coming out in day 27. We're only on day 28, so still got about a week or so to go before we hit that mark. So that's kind of the play when we start seeing the system adjust. We'll see prices adjust, see the yield adjust, all that sort of stuff once we start hitting day 27. And then, of course, as we move forward in time, when we get to, I don't know, maybe day, we've got some big days coming up in 40s, but really by the time we get to day 45, so day 27, then we've got some other days in 45, but when we're at 45, that's the next big jump. We've got 4,000 tokens coming in the market. Obviously, we've got a buy and burn slowly chipping away as well. More people coming in makes it a lot more stable, and the more stakers we have buying and staking, so those are dampened down new supply. So we've got these supply and demand forces moving against each other. But eventually, once we get to day 47, we've definitely got a big increase in supply, 13,600 tokens. These are a lot of people done the short, medium game, like they did in Tightnex. And so we'll see that play out. And then, of course, once we start getting to day 73, we've definitely got game on, right? The supply starts to come out. We've got 22,000 tokens, and that's over double what we've got at the supply at the moment. And so we're going to see. But we've got all these days between day 18 and all the way through to, let's say, day 73, where more people are going to come in, and the more people come in, the more they dampen down the sell forces, at least the supplies forces, and potentially help put demand in. So we're going to see it all play out. And that's pretty much it. The maths all says go long, and we're going to see that how that plays out in the short term. We have volatility. We're going to expect volatility, and, of course, a pullback in the price. And then, of course, we're going to find a better layout. But then once we get past this day 89, man, it could be game on this protocol. We're going to really see it's certainly designed very well for sustainable staking and potentially moving to that unicorn level. So we're going to keep a look out for that. So kind of cool. That is our summary. An hour and 34 minutes. I think I better finish the show before we go on too long. But pretty cool. Brennan says ETH reserve is good marketing, says Brennan. Absolutely. There has been 2 or 3 sellers, but it's been getting bought up, says Wookie, on the old Torus there. Yeah, early days. So we're looking forward to that. All right, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the show today. I'm going to play out a video on the way out. So enjoy. The banana part of the curve is coming, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see it play out. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I have appreciated everybody watching. We've got a really big crowd watching today at the moment across different channels. So I really do appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the follow button, hit the like button, leave any comments that you have as well. If you want me to check out any tokens, leave any comments or posts under X, and for example. And if you haven't joined the Strategy Club, links in the video description. Only $35 a month, fantastic value. And we've got a monthly report coming up in a couple of days. So check that out, and I'll catch you then. Don't forget to join up to Discord, social media, on Telegram, and join the journey. We're about to take off. We're on takeoff right now. The next months ahead, 9 months in particular, 2 years are going to be fantastic. So, you're here at the right place, right time in history, not just in your life, but in history. This is a special period of the golden age of America, and we're all going to pumpity pump. All right. Reminds me of that song with Mr. Bean and that hot chick. I can't remember what the name was, but that's kind of where I got that. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021. Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats. Don't fuck this up. Don't lose control of your tokens. Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it. Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of the correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.